Well, hello and welcome back, and thank you for coming back. Today we've come to a very special place, and we're going to make a special little video for a very special person indeed. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the most beautiful woman in the world, and her name is Miss Ochin Gracivia Labouf.
Hello everybody, how nice to see you again and again. Today is a master specialist, especially video for Dame Annabelle. This video is especially for you. Just smile.
So stick with us, Dame Annabelle. Guess what? We are at the Ladies Mile Beach, just down the port in the city of Limassol. There's the operational port, and that's the view out across the blue Mediterranean Sea. And as we come back round, well, there's some boats out there and the beautiful blue Mediterranean Sea, and that is the Oasis restaurant on the Ladies Mile Beach. That's Gracivia Labouf, so we'd like you to come for a very special walk with us. Gracivia?
Yes, you know what I really like? These rocky piers, and what I like at that side is like a little pool, but just today is a little bit wavy, and the sea really knows that Annabelle is watching, and that's why it's going so attractive and unusual just for her.
So stick with us. We're going to follow the rear end of watching Gracivia Labouf as she takes us back to the shore, and then we're going to walk along the shaly beach past the Oasis restaurant and out, and you never know, we might get to see some kite surfing or that kind of thing. So stick with us. It's going to be a nice little walk. That's the rear end of Gracivia Labouf as she takes us back across these rather nice rocks. I must say, Gracivia, you're looking very beautiful today, that's for sure.
Not rubbishing.
Not rubbishing or ravishing. That's what you're looking like today. Great rear end as usual. And as you can see, that's the estuary there welcoming the sea in. And it's a little bit chopsy today. That's the Limassol port just over there. You've got some raised platforms out to sea. You've got some big ships and some small ships. A gentleman teaching his son how to fish over yonder. And out in the distance over there is a big grey boat, which means that that is a big police boat patrolling the coastline of Limassol and the beautiful island of love, which is Cyprus. And Gracivia Labouf has spotted something.
You know, I guess that one is a little waterfall coming down, something like that. Is it?
Well, it's an estuary that takes the water back in, and then when there's too much, it gives it back to the ocean.
All right.
So stick with us. We are going to get on to the shaly beach known as Ladies Mile, and it goes all the way out across the plains. So stick with us. It's quite a pleasant place to come if you come down to Limassol. Use the port as your reference, and it's on the estuary side of Limassol, if you understand. Stick with us. Here we go. Are we going to the beach, Gracivia Labouf, or are we going to Limassol? As usual, you're going the wrong way.
I'm not going to walk, Mr. Paul. But concerning the weather today, it's a little bit windy and it's a little bit hitting the sun. I don't think it's any humidity at the moment of time.
No, there's not much humidity around. Very strong wind, as you can see. And the heat, by the way, if you're wondering, we are in the middle of October, backing on to the end of October, so we're deep into the autumn season, and it is around about 27 degrees. You heard me correctly, it's around about 27 degrees. Now, without further ado, I'm going to give you a view out towards the blue Mediterranean Sea, and this is a view off Ladies Mile Beach. Have a look at that. It doesn't get much better than that. Bit chopsy, and as you can see, the sea has deposited its load of seaweed and all other bits and bobs along the coastline of Mile Beach. As you see, the car park is fairly busy for this time of year. There's around about 40 to 50 cars here in total. There's 4 or 5 tables occupied in the restaurant over there, and there's plenty of people swimming. There's people with deep weather gear on in the water with flippers and suits on, if you understand me. There's a couple of guys further yonder, and they're planning on going and doing a bit of kite surfing. So you never know, if the conditions are right by the time we get there, we might get to watch them going up. But it's a great, great view indeed, that's for sure. You can't beat a nice bit of movement, a nice bit of chopsiness in the blue Mediterranean Sea as it kisses and laps the shoreline. And in this case, it's lapping the shoreline of Ladies Mile Beach. Prasivi, what have you got to say?
You know, I was thinking about that we are going back to summer. The weather forecast for us up to the end of this week was that we are going back to summer. What's going on? Our dearest people, I'm asking for a little bit rain and snow if you want. Please send it to us.
So Prasivi Laboof is asking you what? If you want to package up a little bit of the rain and a little bit of snow, if you're on the higher echelons in the northern hemisphere, package it up, send it off to us, and we'll send you that little bit of sunshine. And hopefully we are bringing that little bit of sunshine into your TV screens and onto your mobile phone screens, because the idea of the channel is to give you that little bit of fun and that little bit of insight into how our lives are in downtown Cyprus, which of course is the island of love. Have a look at that. That's a great, great view indeed. The blue, blue Mediterranean Sea kissing and lapping the shoreline of Lady Mile Beach on the wonderful island of Cyprus. And we're in the Limassol district. And as we enter this part of the beach, as you can see, it started to get that little bit busier now. There's people lapping up the sunshine and enjoying the wonderful weather that we've got. So if you really, really like, subscribe and please come back for a little bit more of our madness. And if you really want to help the channel grow, you could consider going through to our about page, where you can, well, consider buying either myself or her a coffee, or two of us, you never know, if you're really, really feeling generous. And we'll always go to somewhere very, very special, especially for you. That's the way it works. Have a look at that view. Big, big police boat out yonder, a sailing boat, an island, and a big, big tanker all the way over in the distance. Absolutely spectacular. Temperature, again, to remind you, around about 27, 28 degrees. The sun is beating down, as you can see. Although there is that bit of chopsiness. There's a bit of wind, that's for sure. Whether the weather's going to change in a bad way or a good way, who knows? But next week they have forecasted that it's going to be between 28 and 30 degrees. Yeah, you heard me right. So we're going to enter into November at around, somewhere around 25 to 30 degrees. Somewhere in there is what they're saying. We're going to have a mini heat wave. Well, it's going to be very nice. And if you keep coming back, well, we're going to share that for you to see with you. We're coming up to the Oasis restaurant. There it is. Sits right on the coastline. I'd say there's 3 or 4 families in there enjoying themselves. You never know. We might pop in there and have a bit of a coffee or a light snack. What do you think, Christine?
I was going to say to you that.
Well, in that case, we'll have our lunch there then.
Yes.
Yes. So, if you come back for the next video, guess what? You can watch us eat our lunch in there. And we're going to share with you what we eat. And on top of all that, well, we're going to share with you a spectacality of a view, that's for sure. And that view is that. Have a look at that. That's the view straight out of the back of the Oasis restaurant on Ladies Mile Beach in downtown Kato, Limassol, on the wonderful, beautiful island of love, which is the island of Cyprus. Now, as promised in the distance, I can see a guy setting up with his windsurfing or whatever it might be, but I understand now that Grasivi Laboof is probably going to get some wet feet. Off you go, Grasivi. Oh, well, she's just in time. There's no doubt the cameraman's the one who's going to get the wet feet. So there we go, stick with us. Let's go and see if this guy can get his sail up, because he's certainly thinking about it. There's enough wind, that's for sure. So stick with us as we get closer. You never know, he might launch himself and we might get something spectacular in the video. Sail's going up, that's for sure.
Wow.
How it works, I don't know, but I think we're going to find out, that's for sure.
Wow.
He's thinking about it. The sail is up.
Wow.
So he's getting his board, as we can see. So he's going to go and do a bit of surfboarding or kiteboarding. I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm sure Mr. Ian will go and check it out if he doesn't know on Google. And we're going to watch this superstar go out and have a bit of fun, that's for sure.
How brave you have to be to do it.
Let's go and have a look. He's given us a signal that he's going out. He doesn't mind us filming him, that's for sure. So there's his sail. Now he's getting into that water.
Obviously, he is professional.
I think he's done it before, Christine.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope so anyway.
Yeah. But I think it works only with the wind, right?
He needs the wind to power the sail.
Yeah.
But he's got to get his, well, his board with its leg into the water at the correct angle before he can release his sail, and then obviously he's going to go off like the clappers today, that's for sure. So let's stay that a little bit longer. He's fighting with the sail now because obviously the wind is dragging him back. But he is getting ready to mount his board, that's for sure.
Wow. Let's watch a little bit to see until when he's going to go. In these kind of things, I believe the man more brave than the woman.
I think you'll find many women are able to do this as well.
Yeah?
Let's not be sexist.
No, it's nothing to do with
It's about technique, it's not about strength. It's about technique and having the guts to do it, and of course not much fear. Let's try and keep the sail and the man in the viewfinder. And we wish him all luck in the world, because obviously we want to see him go.
What if it goes down to the sea?
Well, let's hope not, otherwise he's back to square one again.
Wow.
There he is, he's got his sail up. Of course, it's not as simple as that. He's got to get himself into the correct position, and then he's got to get onto that board. And then, well, hallelujah, he'll be off. He'll be in downtown Paphos in no time, that's for sure. Let's be patient and sit with him for that little bit longer.
Wow.
He's changing his position and the wind is starting to drag him out. Here we go. Let's sit with him for that little bit longer, because it's obvious he's going to go up onto that board very, very soon indeed. Here we go. As we can see, it's a very slow process, but once he gets up, I think he's going to have a time of life. We're going to wait for it and hopefully capture it on camera. Krasivi?
Well, I'm totally amazed. Really, I have never seen something like that in a real life. I've watched it on TV, of course, obviously, but I've never seen it in a real life. It's amazing. It's a little bit scary for me. It's a little bit scary. Wow, it's gone up. But I would like to tell you, it's amazing. Miss Annabelle, you're going to be enjoying these views. Perfect.
I think he's getting ready to launch. Here we go. He's up. There we are. Now all he's got to do is harness that wind, which he's doing very, very well indeed. He's having a fight with it, that's for sure. He's gone back in the water, unfortunately. So let's stick with him for that little bit longer. The wind direction is constantly changing today, that's for sure. He's slowly getting himself back into position. He's going to get back on his board, and the wind is going to take him for the ride of his life, that's for sure. There we go. As you see, the wind is constantly changing direction, and that's the problem that he's got. It needs a constant wind velocity. But as you can see, the sail is constantly changing. It's going this way, that way. Let's stick with him. It's pretty obvious he is very, very experienced at what he does, and once he gets that wind right, he's going to fly, that's for sure. Here we go.
Wow, wow, well done.
You see that wind constantly is changing direction, and that's the problem. So I think it's time for that big, big goodbye. Let's see what Chrissy LaBouffe has got to say.
Well, I would like to thank you all for watching, especially my dearest Miss Anne. We are loving you to bits and wishing you all the greatest views in the life. Our dearest Anne Bell, again and again, we are loving you to bits, and this video was very, very enjoyable. I hope not only for you, for me, and for Mr. Paul as well, and for all of our people who watch it.
All that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, hit the like, click subscribe, and please come back for a little bit more of our madness. Yeah. There he goes.
Yay!
Absolute superstar amongst superstars.
Yes.
And I hope it was worth the wait for you, because it most certainly was for us. Look at that. Dame Anne Bell, especially for you. I hope you've enjoyed our visit to Ladies Mile in downtown Cato Limassol on the wonderful island of love. And that guy's having the time of his life, and he's now off to downtown Limassol Harbour, that's for sure. Thanks for watching.